Hello, it's Azir Thatcher here from Successful Property Investment Secrets. Today we're stood outside the International Golf Resort in St Mellions in Saltash, where we actually attended the Clive Emerson auction. So today's video is all about auction properties and how you can find deals, how they kind of work, and how things are from there. Just going to pick this video up in a slightly quieter spot because it seems to be quite busy here, so bear with me a moment. Okay, so I'm just picking this video up again inside of my car in a car parking spot because it was a bit busy and things like that where I was stood. But the reason that I'm making this video is just to kind of let you guys know that I'm actually out here sort of practicing what I preach. So as a property source, so someone who actually finds investment properties for both myself and my clients all over the country, sometimes it actually really helps to physically get in front of where the deals and opportunities are. So I'm actually out here going to things, these kind of live auctions, and making notes on what things have actually sold for, so we can understand the margins and things like that in that particular area, and also finding out what properties didn't actually sell. And the reason being because a lot of the time money loves speed. So if I'm able to now at the end of these auctions approach the auctioneer, approach the person, the vendor if they're actually in the room, and say to them, listen, I'm willing, I open to doing a deal on this particular property that did not sell. There's a number of people that actually take us up on that. So this is my first time attending this auction house, so I wanted to actually see how things went and see. I had a couple of properties in mind that I was actually looking at, that I've been following. I've actually been around the properties, taking pictures and videos and things like that, and got all the legal packs and things like that, and really wanted to know what they were kind of going at. Unfortunately for me, the two properties that I was the most interested actually sold. However, I did see a number of properties that were actually sort of slightly further afield and things like that made some fantastic opportunities that, one, didn't meet their reserve prices, and two, just failed to sell in the room. Not enough people were interested in things like that. So my job now is to follow up with those different properties that didn't sell and find out if there's any potential deals to be had. So it becomes a numbers game. Some they won't be ready, some won't be interested, some might be interested. So I'm going to go through now and that's part of my job to actually kind of work out some deals there. One of the things that's great about auctions is, you know, that when the property is gone up for auction, it's a motivated seller. Someone is selling that property because they just want rid of it, they just want the money. So that's why it goes to auction, because when the hammer falls, the person buys. Typically what happens is you go into this auction house, you register at the beginning, and they take your ID, they see that you've got proof that you're able to pay for stuff like proof of funds and things like that you've got your debit card or whatever handy and things like that. And once they've got all your ID, you're registered and things like that, you're then given a number, as you would have seen probably under Holmes and the Hammer or something like that. You'll be given like a number, a panel, or a panel with your number, your bidding number on it. So then when you're ready and your lot, as it were, comes up, the property that you're interested in comes up, they then start up, the auctioneer stands at the front of the room, gives a little bit of information about the property, then opens up the bidding. He was today, like say there was a property between 85 and 100,000, he was coming in saying, you know, who would give me 95 for that? If there's not enough interested, he'd drop it. Who will give me sort of 90, 85? If the guide price was 85, there were a couple of occasions where he'd say, look, I cannot sell this for less than 80. So we're going ahead like that. Some of them would get interest in the room and they did start the bidding from there. I got to be honest, I didn't really see any of this bidding off the wall stuff that you often hear about. There were people that were on the phones that were making biddings that weren't in the actual auction room. A couple of those people actually won their bids and purchased property that way, so they didn't have to physically be there. There were a couple of times where there's some really interesting bidding wars where properties went over, you know, 20, 30,000 pounds over the top end of the guide price. I saw a number of properties like that, and then I also saw a number of properties that just did not meet the reserve, as well as those that just did not sell. No one was interested in those properties in the room. So again, now I've been to the auction house, I've got a list of properties, what they sold for, so I can see what they're up, what the offering price was, or guide price. Then I find out what it actually sold for, so I can see, I can keep a track of the margins of this particular auction house. And then what I also had is things that had actually sold and what they sold for, because again, a number of these properties that I was interested in that sold, not all of them go through. As you know, there's in the traditional route, 1 in 3 properties fall out of bed. Now, probably not so much in the auction house, but because you're putting 10% down, it's like a guaranteed sale almost type of thing. But there will be times where people don't necessarily have their finances in place or can't get them together and things like that, and it's worth tracking those to actually see if it actually goes through. So I'll definitely be following up with those ones that I was interested in that sold, and just making sure that the sale hasn't fallen out of bed or fallen over, because that's an opportunity to pick up a potential bargain there as well. Now, the idea that part of the reason why I like auctions is because if you've done your due diligence and if you've followed all the legal, gone through the legal paperwork, and the house is a solid house and things like that, and just needs refurbishment, that type of thing, you're already buying a property at a discounted price. So you know, as an example, if the street ceiling is, say, 150,000, you know that's the average sale price for a property, and you're going in at auction, and typical houses at that range start about 120 to maybe 85. So if you're able to get it at sub 100,000, you already know that there's, if you're buying at, say, like 100, you already know that you're going to spend around 20 grand fixing it up, and then you've got your 30 grand profit there. And the great thing about auctions is oftentimes you're not going to buy it at the £100,000, you're going to buy it at less, because in order to attract enough interest, they'll generally sell the house at around about £85,000 or offer it at £85,000. If a house hasn't sold and no one's really interested at that moment in time, and you know that the person's motivated, the vendor's motivated because they've got it in at the auction, you can come in and make offers around the 85, 90. You could even be a bit cheeky and go less than 85. If they're really motivated, they may then take it. But it's a great source for finding motivated sellers that want to sell their property right there and then, and you know that the property is being sold at a discounted price. It's on you as the buyer to make sure you've done your due diligence, so it's always good to actually go and view the property first, take the pictures and videos and things like that, go through the legal pack to make sure there's nothing untoward in there or hidden in there that's going to trip you up and catch you out, and then when you go to the auction, you're armed with the best knowledge and you can then start making your offers. My name's Azir Factor. I'm a property sourcer based here in Plymouth in Devon. I go to view lots of properties and things like that around my area and things like that, just so that I can really have I've got I'm the man on the ground, as it were. But I also find investment properties and use other techniques to source investment properties all over the country as well. So if you want to find more free videos and trainings on tips and strategies and things like that, please go check out my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/meet Azir Factor. And if you found this video useful or interesting at all, please do give me a thumbs up, because it helps me to know to make more videos like this. And if you want more deeper training and stuff like that, again, check out the other stuff that we've got on the YouTube page, which you could easily find if you go onto YouTube and search for Successful Property Investment Secrets, or you can go to successfulpropertyinvestmentsecrets.com/YT for lots of great in-depth training and stuff that we've done with other trainers, coaches and things like that, people like that in the industry. So that's all available, again, free resources that's available for you. So if you know anyone if you know anyone that's interested in property or getting involved in property investing, or perhaps is cash rich, time poor, i.e. they've got the money to invest in property, they want to get started, but maybe they lack the experience, the skill, the knowledge, or maybe they're just working a 9-to-5 job and they can't get out there and go to all the auctions and go to all the agents and things like that to find out what's going on. Make sure that you tag them in this video, or better yet, share this video with them so they can find out that there is someone that's local in Plymouth that does find lots of investment properties here in Plymouth, as well as around the other parts of the UK as well. So let them know about that. So thank you very much for spending your valuable time with me today. That's it for now. My name's Azir Factor, as I said. I find investment properties all over the country for myself and my clients, and I look forward to perhaps doing some work with you soon. Thanks for now. Bye then.